What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Living Blessed, the podcast. I'm your host, Jovan J. Palmer. As always, we got special people coming on the podcast, sharing very open and transparent and vulnerable moments. I got my morning meetup family on today.
What up, dude?
Nella and JStarr. What's happening, family? How y'all feeling?
What's
happening,
Amazing.
man? How you?
Good, man. Appreciate y'all. We just wrapped up a podcast. Y'all was interviewing me.
Yes.
Yeah, which was
And-
fire.
Appreciate it, man. Thank
Oh,
y'all.
my
Y'all asked
goodness.
good questions.
Thank you.
Y'all make it easy.
Yeah.
Y'all will be great podcast hosts soon as Nella can figure out that whole I versus we thing.
Yeah.
You know, when she can figure that I versus we thing out,
Include
you know.
me, baby.
Look, all right.
Y'all make some good hosts. But nah, man, I appreciate y'all, because y'all drove down from Jersey and Baltimore.
And Baltimore.
Yes.
So her from Jersey, me from Baltimore.
You from Baltimore.
She stopped, came and got me, and we
then
shot
we
right
drove
down.
from Baltimore.
Straight down. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, so y'all been rocking together?
2019.
2019, 2021. So y'all was together during the pandemic.
Yes.
How
Kind of together, but not together.
I mean, y'all together though.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it like in the pandemic, a fresh relationship? What was it like? Did y'all be like, you know what? I ain't feeling him no more? Or,
Well, see, we weren't in a relationship yet. We just got in a relationship April 21. So the relationship is still fresh. Now,
The pandemic was like halfway through when we.
like maybe like, because pandemic was started in 2020. So she still was actually pregnant when the pandemic
hit.
actually started.
Yeah. I had my daughter like a few
February.
days, a couple days before they shut down Baltimore City.
did your kid?
No. Yeah, I know, right?
So
We started spicy already?
I mean, y'all said
First, oh, yeah.
y'all said it. I'm just asking the question.
First
you know,
2 minutes.
just
This
being the
yours?
host.
No. So you want the whole story?
Absolutely.
Not about the story.
I want the whole story, the
help
whole
me God.
truth. Yeah, all that good jazz. So since we're here,
Yeah.
that's a bold move as a man to make,
Oh, it's a heart.
to step into the life of a woman who's already with a child. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a Mary and Joseph situation. I mean, not Mary and Joseph, like Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
Mary and Joseph situation where
She's pregnant with Jesus.
pregnant with
Pregnant with
Jesus,
Jesus.
and he's God like, yo, that's, you got to do your thing and journey me, because I don't know if I'm mature enough, or would I have been mature enough to kind of like, you're like, I'm gonna step in and be the father.
Yo, listen, I mean, we met in 2019. I guess I can give you the whole story of how I actually got to where I'm at now. Now I'm crazy about the baby, right? But that was not always the mindset, right? The situation definitely forced me to grow as a man. So long story short, we met in 2019. You know, we used to do network marketing together. That's how we met. Some mentors of ours to this day are mentors of ours in network marketing, right? So that's how we met at a little, what do you call them? What do you want to call it?
Mixer joints.
Little mixer
Yeah.
joint, right? So she walks in at the time I'm in a relationship. I thought she was fine, you know, but I'm still not acting on that because I'm in a relationship. And we started talking. You know, I don't know how she was feeling when we met.
You know exactly how I was feeling. Don't try to act
So
some way.
how was you feeling, Nella? How were you feeling when Jay walked into the room?
Well, I walked into the room.
Okay.
But he was there with somebody, and I thought the person he was with was actually his girlfriend, and it wasn't. It was a guest that he brought to the mixer, and so I kind of sat back a little bit and just observed and stuff. And then I was like, yo, he, you know,
That boy's fine. You know what I mean? Something
little
like-
piece of eye candy and shine. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know, you know. But then I was like, I don't know if that's his girl or not. So I'm gonna fall back or whatever. And he actually started talking to me. And
What happened?
he actually started talking to me, and the first, like, when he was talking, it didn't register in my mind that he was speaking to me. Like, it was just like, it was like that Charlie Brown moment, like, wah, 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 wah. Like, it,
What was going through your mind as he's talking to you? Is it like, are you shell shocked? Like, oh my gosh, this guy who I think is cute is talking to me, or is it like, yo, this nigga boring?
no, I was like, oh my God, like, he's talking to me. Like,
you know how the cartoons when the Roman come through the window, they be gliding off their feet, and it's all followed it. Yeah, that's how I had her.
He was so
from the beginning, y'all.
But yeah, like it really didn't register to me. And then he asked me what my name was a second time, and then I snapped back and I was like, "Oh, it's Nella."
So you were really, like, that really happens.
Yeah.
Like people are really like gazed over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, and then from that moment on, like we knew there was a connection. Like from that point on, it was never like, well, we did have a moment where we didn't talk to each other for like a month. But other than, and that wasn't bad. Yep. It wasn't a bad reason.
I don't remember that.
When I started pushing you away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why were you pushing away?
Because I got scared.
What scared you?
Just my history with men in relationships in general.
Okay.
And I felt myself falling for him early, and I was like...
Early, like
early.
Super early.
Like
first month early?
A couple months in. Like, I would say probably about 4 or 5 months in. So I felt myself falling for him, and I was
that ain't bad. 4 or 5 months.
For me, it's like...
It was a little earlier than that.
It was, okay, maybe a little earlier.
It's like
maybe 3 months. So, but for me, it was just like, it's scary because I've been in situations where I fall for the guy, whether, like, I've been married before and stuff like that, my daughter's father, and you're not there to catch. I was.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 29. Got married when I was 21 and divorced when I was 25.
Interesting.
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So those things, he's like,
You gotta speak on it.
Yeah, so those things, like, it made me, like, those past relationships, I had a wall built up for it, because of it. And so when I felt myself falling for him, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna catch me. So I started pushing away from him, and he was like, all right, cool. And then I called him, like, maybe a few weeks later. I'm like, where you been at? Hello? Like, I was livid. I was mad.
So when she on the phone with you, like, talking crazy?
Yeah, I wasn't chasing, and I guess she's used to guys chasing, and clearly you can see why, right? I mean, even when she told me, like, the way that I had her when we first met, it was shocking to me because I've never kind of been through that. Like, I'm sure she gets the average, not the average, she probably can get any guy she want, right?
Right.
And that's mostly how guys are. Yo, she's tall, she's pretty, da-da-da-da. But for me, when we met, I already knew who I was mentally, right? And like I said, when we first met, I was in a relationship, 3.5 year relationship. And when we met, first off, you're pregnant, right? When I seen her, so when we first met, I was in a relationship that I knew was eventually not, it was gonna fail, right? I just knew it wasn't working. I was just holding on to something because it was comfortable and it was what I knew, right? And I was like, okay, cool. She's cute. Like, when I seen her, I was like, yo, she's fire, right? But I wasn't gonna act on it out of respect for my situation, right?
For sure.
So a month later, she tells me she's pregnant, and I'm like, well, we know it ain't mine because I just met you. It ain't nothing happened yet. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of pushed me back even more because I always had a mindset of, yo, I want my own family. I was adopted when I was 2. You know,
You were adopted?
I was adopted, yeah. So all this is spin back around in the story, but I was adopted when I was 2. My father died when I was 6.
Your birth?
My birth father, yep. Wow. Got his face tattooed on my arm. My mother, I got one memory of my biological mother was her calling me saying, listen, I'm leaving, you can't come with me. And I just remember crying, like, I want to go. You feel me? Like, that's the only memory I have of me being, under 5, And so my mindset growing up and then being adopted, which was a blessing, but even being adopted, I never, like we was talking earlier, where I was able to connect with you because I understood that support system wasn't there. I never had that growing up. But anything that I want to do, like super musically inclined, that's the gift, that's the passion. Never had any support with that. I was never anybody's favorite, so everything that I wanted, I had to get myself. I seen my sister get her way, I seen my cousins get their way. But when it came down to Chris or JStarr, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was never the favorite, you know what I'm saying? So I think when we met, we were able to connect on that level because I understood her in that sense, right?
Absolutely.
So now with me being just not where I'm at now mentally, and it's, don't get it twisted, like right now, still trying to get adjusted to this father life, it's still different for me. Because my entire life, I say, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna have my own family, and I'm gonna be the father that I never had, and I'm gonna treat them better than my family. You get what I'm saying? That was always my mindset. So when I meet a girl who I'm like, yo, you fire. Number one, I'm in a relationship that I've been in for the last 3.5 years. I'm not thinking relationship right now, right? And dang, and I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, she's so fire. She got a baby, and I'm good. You can ask it. Like, I was cold at first. Like, yo. I'm not, this is not what I want.
Facts.
But what she can never say is that I was never 100%, I was always 100% with her. Always. No matter how ugly it may have sounded, right? I was like, listen, this is how I feel, right? And then maybe a couple months in, she's like, you're the man I prayed for. And I'm like, you tripping. You tripping. You telling me, and she's still pregnant. You're telling me I'm the man you prayed for, and you got somebody else baby in your stomach. Once again, the mindset is to have my own family my way, right? This is how I thought it was going to go, right? So we going into it. A couple months into it, she gets kicked out, and she has nowhere to go. Remember, she lives in Jersey. So God
then
gave.
I lose my job a couple days after that.
Yeah, so she, and I feel like
2-day time span. I lose my house. I lose the roof that's over my head. I lose my job.
And what's crazy is when she got kicked out, she just left Baltimore from seeing me, right? Goes back to Baltimore. I don't know if it was the same day or the next day.
Same day.
She's crying. I'm like, yo, what happened? I'm talking about like crying crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, what happened that fast? I just saw you. I got kicked out. All this happened, right? I said, yo, come back to Baltimore. We'll figure it out. Bro, I don't even have my own place. I don't know where you want to stay at. But God gave me this big heart that I can't just turn my back on people. I would want somebody to do the exact same thing for me if I was in that situation, right? So I said, come back down, we'll figure it out. She turns back around, she comes back down. At the time, I had to hook up at the Marriott, you feel what I'm saying? So we got the little, you know what I mean? I put it in a room, you know what I'm saying? So now she in a room for a couple months, right? Wow. We back and forth, different hotels, right? Making it work. And I was like, so after that happened, I had a friend who has a house who she rents out her rooms. The longest person that's been staying there happens to move out.
Wow.
Right when she needs somewhere to stay. I call my friend like, yo, I know you don't know shorty, but she needs somewhere to stay and she pregnant. Like, I don't know what we gonna do. I can't let her sleep outside and the hotel thing is running out. We gotta figure something out.
And
you know
I was prepared to do that. I was. I've been homeless before. So I was prepared to sleep in my car with my child.
When were you homeless before?
I was homeless when, like, high school, between high school and college in Philadelphia.
How did the homelessness happen?
So I got kicked out of my house, out of my parents' house, because I had got kicked out of college, and my dad was kind of like, well, I don't know what you're going to do now. You got to figure something out. Go figure it out.
And how'd you get kicked out of college?
Got kicked out of college. I was on academic probation.
Ooh, me too.
That's it?
Yeah. I was on academic.
Yeah, Joe. I was listening.
I was on academic probation, and I just didn't get my grades up. Like, I've never seen, like, once I started college, I never saw myself finishing, ever.
Really?
Yeah,
like, never saw.
There was nothing like, I started this, I gotta finish it.
I felt the same way.
I didn't have student loans to make me, to hold me to. I paid myself through college.
How many years did you complete, or semesters?
3.
You did 3 years. Paid yourself through college, no student loan debt. Wow.
Yeah. No debt.
No, I actually had a full paid scholarship that put me through community college for 2 years, and that would have took me to Morgan State for another form, would have paid that off. But I was like, I'm good.
So both of y'all never finished. So what was the driving factor that was like for both of y'all to say, I'm not finishing school? Because in the black community,
you got to.
We got to go to school.
Yeah.
Like, you have to. That's a thing for us. Like, first generation, like a lot of us, our age is first generation college students.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to go to.
Me
too.
Yeah, I'm the only one that graduated. Yeah.
I didn't graduate. Yeah. My, even to this day, I can see the disappointment, like, in my dad's face. And he always like tries to bring in, you should go back to school. Like, you would be a great lawyer. You would be a great this and that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, but for me, like I went to college for international business. And as I was in college, I was doing different things to pay off my tuition. I was doing hair. I was a party promoter for the clubs. I was making candles. I was doing all these different things to pay so I wouldn't have to get student loans. And eventually I was like, yo, all the stuff that I'm learning in class, I'm learning doing it in real time. Like, why do I need a piece of paper with somebody else's signature on it saying that I'm qualified for what I'm already doing?
And then
so I was just like, I'm good. Like, I've already paid for this semester. I'll finish this out, and then I got kicked out, so they finished it out for me. And I was just like, all right, I'm cool on it.
I think for me it was different though.
Okay.
Growing up, I never seen myself like really wanting to go to college, right? Really? Or working for somebody for 40 years. That was never my mindset. Like, I always knew I was different, right? And I kind of feel like maybe that's why I didn't have that biggest, I don't know, right? I just knew like, all right, I seen y'all do that and y'all still complain about the same, like it hasn't worked, right? So I remember being at Home Depot back in maybe 2010, working as a cashier, and everybody's like, yo, you should sign your, did you sign your 401k? And I'm like, for what? I don't plan on being here for 20, 30 years. Nah, what we talking about, right? And so when I went to college, I was always smart, right? So getting the scholarship wasn't a problem, but my degree was general studies. I just was going because it was going to be free.
Your degree was general studies?
General studies.
Oh, you were just there?
Yeah. I was there, but I still was passing. I still was passing, but that's because the gift is music. The passion is music. That's what I wanted to do. That's why I was like, yo, I'm super gifted. I'm about to go give y'all all this time that I can't get back to pursue something that I know I don't want to use. You get what I'm saying? That was my mindset. Bro, I'm never going to use this degree, ever, right? And that's just how it went for me. It was never like I want to go to college. I went because it was the thing to do. Nobody else in my family was doing it.
Yeah.
And yo got a scholarship when everybody kind of wasn't supporting growing up.
What was the scholarship for?
So it was called the, so actually when I first got in, they gave me a scholarship that would have paid maybe like the first semester, but it wouldn't have been a scholarship that would have got me to Morgan for the 4 years.
Okay.
So what happened was they kind of like tested me out, like, all right, if you can get a 3.7 GPA, we'll give you, I think it was called the, what was her name? She passed away a couple of years ago. She changed my life too though. Miss Bowie. It was like her scholarship, right? But that scholarship completely paid for everything for the community and for the 4 year, right? Dang. So my school advisor to this day made her so cool. Miss Poindexter, if you listen, that's my homie, right? Cause she looked out. She was the one like, yo, Mr. Wilkins, get your grades together. And I remember I was supposed to go to Spain to study abroad, and I had just missed it, and I couldn't go because I was like at like 3.6, something crazy like that. So it was like little stuff like that. I was just like, yo, I'm just in here just to be in here. Yeah, now if I would have had the mindset that I do now, it'd have been all about this networking.
Absolutely.
Like, now I look at my mentors and I'm like, yo, that's all they talk about. Like, yo, I pledged, I did this, and this my bro, and I'm like, man, I should have did that. I was tripping.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I just wanted more. I just never wanted to do what everybody else was doing.
Got you. So let's get back to the baby. So you're pregnant.
Pregnant. I'm talking about super pregnant.
And how? So when y'all meet, how far along are you?
I was about close to 2 months.
2 months pregnant. 2 months pregnant. Are you showing?
No.
You know what's crazy? After she told me she was pregnant, it started making sense because when we met, she kept saying like, yo, I got heat flashes. I kept running to the bathroom. Like, yo, I'm getting hot. I'm like, yo, it's not hot in here, bro. And I didn't know it, so I was like, yo, but I'm just like, man, she fine, yo, you all right, shorty? Let me make sure you all right real quick. Right. I'm being that guy, right? She like, I'm hot, I'm having a heat flash, I'm about to faint. I'm just like, yo. And then when she told me she was pregnant the next month, I was like, oh, that's why you was having a heat flash.
So, Nella, tell Jay you're pregnant right now.
Babe, I'm pregnant.
What's going through your mind? Month 2?
Month 2 when she tells me?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we're in Philly at nighttime in the line at getting cheesesteaks. She's like, yo, I got something to tell you. I was like, what? And I could tell it was serious. And she was like, yo, I'm pregnant. And I was like, my first question, I think I said, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
I asked her what she was gonna do, right?
Like,
yeah.
You're not about to. You ask her what she's going. Like, what do you mean? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like,
yeah, are you gonna keep it?
Yeah.
Or
what are you, okay.
Yeah,
That's
are you
what
gonna
he
keep
meant.
it? Because
are you meaning that as like, is your thought process like, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm not with this, or
no, it wasn't. It ain't had nothing to do with me. It was like I knew the situation. I know the baby father. She told me what he said.
You knew her baby father.
Yeah.
How?
We was all in the same company.
Network marketing company.
And she wouldn't tell me, but I guessed it. Because I said, he looked like your type. It looked like somebody you mess with. Right?
He look like you?
No.
What she said?
He asked, does he look like you?
Oh. He got dreads.
So you like dreadheads?
He got dreads. He got dreads, right? Listen, not a bad looking guy, but I mean, so when she didn't tell me, she tried not to tell me. I said, if I guess it, will you tell me if I'm right? And even when I guessed it, she just like kind of like smirked. And I was like, yeah, that's him. And she was like, how you know? I was like,
He guessed it on the first guess.
Yeah, I just knew, right? And I never seen them together. So it wasn't like I seen them together. I was like, oh, I just knew like that's probably him, right? Anyway, she tells me, and I'm just like, what are you going to do? Right? She's having mixed emotions as she should. She's pregnant. The guy don't want to be with her. The guy's like, yo, good luck. Which, yeah, that's what you tell her. He told her good luck.
He sent me a text message when I told him that I was keeping our daughter, well, my daughter. When I told him I was keeping my daughter, he sent me a text message and said, I should have known better and good luck. And I haven't heard from him since.
So you haven't heard from this dude since the moment you told him that she was pregnant?
Since I told him I was keeping her. Because he was trying to get me to have an abortion.
So how are you feeling when dude is trying to take it an abortion? I don't feel it's right for us guys to tell a woman what to do. Like,
right.
Like if we man enough to do the do, we should be man enough to take care of what comes after that do.
Right.
So what's going through your mind? And he's like, yo, I'm telling you, Nella, get rid of this joint.
It was a lot because I've lost a child before. My firstborn, she passed when she was 2.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And then during my marriage, I had 8 miscarriages.
8
miscarriages. So my daughter is my rainbow child.
What's a rainbow child?
A rainbow child is when you have a baby after you've had a loss of a miscarriage. So she's a miracle. So like I was not able to conceive at all with my ex-husband.
So during this trying to conceive with your ex-husband, how are you feeling at that moment? Like, y'all having, of course, doing the do, having sex, and you're pregnant, and then no baby. Pregnant, no baby. Pregnant, no baby.
I felt like worthless. Because one of the things for a lot of women, I'm not gonna say all, because some women are just like, I don't want kids, but a lot of women, that's one of the things that we want is to be able to reproduce and have our own kids and have our babies. So at this point, I'm like, now people are trying to talk to me about in vitro and all these, maybe you need to get a surrogate and all these other things. I'm like, no, I've had a child before. I'm going to carry my child. Like it's a different, yes, you can go ahead and get a surrogate or anything like that nature, but it's a different feeling when it's a different connection when you're carrying your child. It's just a totally different thing. And so for me, it was like, I got to a point where I fell into a very deep depression. Cause I'm just like, God, why can't I keep a baby?
Yeah.
I would not make it past 2 months. I would not make it past 2 months with any of my kids.
So what may have been the problem as far as the
Stress.
conception? What were you stressed about?
Our relationship. He was having affairs. At one point he got physically abusive. So I was just stressed.
And what kept you?
So the physical abuse didn't happen until the very end, and that's why I left. because I've been through it before. So, but the affairs, I said my vows. So we're gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off, and when the wheels fall off, I'm gonna pick it up, put it on my back, and we're gonna keep going.
So, Jay, you're entering into Nella's life, and you got divorced when?
I got divorced in 2018.
18. So you have the issues, the strain between you and your parents going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have the issue between you and your ex-husband going on. You have 8 miscarriages. You have just life, stress, all types of stuff just going on with Nella. 2018, you divorced. 2019, you meet this guy right here. He comes into your life. You're pregnant. She's telling you all of this stuff that she got going on with her. And you're coming from a childhood where you felt like, you know, you didn't get the attention and the love that you needed to be supported. How are you as a man, one, handling her as a woman, 2, you're pretty much taking ownership of becoming a father. You still got your own emotional baggage on. You got her emotional. Like, how are you handling all this? 'Cause that's a lot to take on.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like it's my gift. I feel like I told her the other day, I said, if I wasn't mentally strong, there's no way we would be where we at right now.
Yeah.
Because even to this day, I still feel like I'm paying for a lot of the stuff that I have nothing to do with.
Wow.
Right?
So what is, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, what are some of those things that you feel like you're still paying for because somebody else's?
Everything she said. I feel it. And she may not, and it may not even be on purpose. Right? But like we talked earlier, like if you haven't officially let that go, you're going to bring it into the next situation. So you think about it, divorce in 2018, and then you meet me in 2019, and you automatically tell me like, yo, you're the guy I prayed for.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, it's like, yo, but didn't you feel that way about somebody else? Because when you say I do, you get what I'm saying?
Like that's the person that you've been praying for.
Yeah. So, and it's no shade to that, right? Those situations don't make us who we are right now. Right? So every relationship I've been in, whether it's girlfriend or, you know, mommy or daddy, whatever the case may be, and not having that support, I feel that too, right? But for me, I can say I've let it go. It doesn't make decisions for me now, right? It doesn't determine who I am to this day, right? So I think we meet because God knew I was going to need her and vice versa, right? So I think now, like, a lot of her strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa, right? She's very analytical. She's very business savvy. She just understands that stuff on a whole nother level, right? For me, I just got this big heart talking to people like this, allowing them to believe in themselves and seeing things. Like, I'm the visionary of the relationship, right? Yeah. I see things. I know what I want. I know how to tell her how I want it. She's the executioner, right? Oh, but I can put it, that's easy. What you mean that's easy? That ain't easy for me, right? So as we're dealing with all this, so we're, you know, and it gets to the point where, and that's another reason why it took as long as it did for me to decide if I wanted this relationship. Because it's like, okay, cool, I meet you, yes, you're fine, you're beautiful, and everybody's like, yo, you're crazy, yo, look at her. I said, that's cool, but besides the physical, what else am I getting? I can get a pretty girl, that's not a problem. That's easy work, right? I said, but how is she making me better? If I'm gonna now be with somebody else, she has to make me better. She has to make me wanna be better, right? So after my last relationship, she just happened to meet me right after, right? I had already told God, listen, I don't have the answers no more. The way I thought my life was gonna go, it's not going that way, right? The way that I've dated my entire life, it doesn't work.
And what's the way that you've dated your life?
Pretty girls.
I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, you date somebody because at first they attractive,
absolutely,
right? And now it's like when people are like, yo, what are you waiting for? Why y'all should have been together? You don't just put a house on the ground and expect that thing to stay afloat. You gotta build them holes. You gotta build foundation.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when we met and she was like, yo, you're the guy I prayed for, cool. Once again, I know who I am now, right? I said, you gonna have to show me. You gonna have to show me. I said, first off, I'm fresh out of a relationship, so I'm not even thinking about being with nobody. Yeah. You just happen to be the next person that came into my life. I just said this to anybody else. It didn't matter who it was. You just happened to be Nella, right? So I'm telling her like, yo, if I'm the guy that you say I am, you'll work for me. And I'm not saying it like that to be like this guy who's all that.
Right.
But there's no way you tell me I'm the guy you pray for and you walk away. There's no way. Because if that's the case, then I'm not the guy you pray for. You just said that because you thought that would get me faster, right? But she needed me to be this guy for her, mentally, right? If I'm the guy that she's probably accustomed to, that's probably just, yo, shorty, whatever you want, you got that. Look at you. I used to be that guy. I played the fool. I used to live with my ex, and I seen her come in the house and grab drawers and leave back out and go sleep with guys. And I remember crying in the bed about, I used to be that guy, right? But that relationship doesn't make me the man that I needed to be for her. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything that I've been through, we got the similar stories. I understand the pain. I understand the trauma. Once again, like you said earlier, that's it. What's next? I hear everything that's happened, but what's next? And I have to still to this day remind her, I'm not the past. I'm the future. I'm the present. I'm now, right? So if I'm not mentally where I'm at, if it's not the books, if it's not the personal development, I'm not this guy. She's not attracted to this guy. She's not attracted to the old me. There's no way that I have her now, right? But she makes me want to be so better. She adds so much value, right? And she hates when I say this. She's like, what else is it besides what the things that I can do?
When you
this
say it.
Listen, like she's super beautiful, right? She's actually my preference. It's what I like. And I had changed my preference my last relationship because I say, yo, my preference is hurting me. What I like is hurting me. Yeah. The tall, the light skin, the thick, the nice shape, all that.
Oh, we got the same type.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Joe, listen, I'm telling you, I had to change it up. I said, I'm gonna change it up because it's not working. Yeah. And then I changed it up and it still didn't work. Then we meet. She's pregnant. I'm like, yo, She go through her situation. I can't let you be out here in the street. I couldn't sleep with myself knowing that. And we had just met.
That's a tough situation to be in.
You get it's real tough. But once again, God gave me this heart, right? There's no way I can sleep knowing that she's pregnant. We ain't gotta be nothing. It could be a random stranger. I gotta figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So now we building, right? We become cool. She stays down here in Baltimore. The place that she was living at was maybe like 5 minutes away from my house. So now we're seeing each other all the time. If she doesn't move to Baltimore, we probably not where we at right now, right? So she moves to Baltimore. We just build a friendship. I got the close.
2 years.
Yeah. Oh, she's the whole time.
Y'all were friends for 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. I just met my girl. Asked to be my girl at 21.
Pause.
Yeah.
2 years.
Before he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Y'all are just, what's going through your mind?
Like,
is it like a whole, do I stay, do I go situation?
Yes. Eventually it got to that point of like, we're having these conversations of, well, what are we, and all this other stuff. We're having to. I'm sitting here praying, literally praying, God, if he isn't the one, I need you to remove him from my life.
I had the same prayer. She wasn't the only one praying that.
Like I was like, if he stays here where he's at and how I feel about him right now, I'm going to be so hurt. I need you to get him out of my life right now. And everything that should have torn us apart brought us closer together.
So outside of the pregnancy, what are the other things that should have torn y'all apart?
Just arguments. Like he said, like feeling like he was paying for stuff. We weren't even together, and he's feeling like he's paying for stuff from my past relationships and everything else. And just it was just a lot of stress that was being put on the friendship. And a lot of that should have he could have at any given point been like, yo, you got your place now, I'm
out of here.
You got a roof over your head, I'm good.
You could
have at any point.
I have dealt with I feel like I've dealt with every emotion she's probably gonna have. Remember, she's having pregnancy hormones, so I'm dealing with that. She went through postpartum after the baby.
I went through postpartum depression.
Okay, let's pause real quick because
all the pauses.
Telling the story gets crazy.
Yeah, like this story is insane.
Yeah.
So the postpartum, that's like a heavy depression of like, fully explain it to me. I don't want to be the one, like I'm a guy I've never experienced. Like, speak to postpartum for like, if there's a guy or maybe a young lady who doesn't know what that is.
So postpartum depression, after you have your child, some women experience it, some don't. It is very common in the African-American community, especially because of the fact that we're not educated about it. And I didn't have postpartum depression with my firstborn. But with this daughter, with my daughter now, my second, I think it hit me because now, okay, I have a baby, I have a newborn baby, I don't have a job still, I'm on unemployment, and I'm on WIC and I'm on food stamps, and the dad's not here and everything else. So all of that, and I'm like, and on top of that, I don't have my family around me. So that, all of that brought on, for me, that's what brought on my postpartum depression. And it can be, anything can trigger those things. I started to have those back and forth conversations with him of, I don't know if I should keep her. Should I take her to somebody that's actually going to be the best for her? Am I going to be the right thing for my daughter? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to support her right now. I might have to give her, and I literally started calling our mentors and asking them, hey, do you know a married couple that loves God and is looking to adopt? Like, wow. I was actively looking to get my daughter adopted at one point, because I was in a whirlwind. There were days that I would sit there holding my daughter, feeding her, and I would just start crying.
And through all this,
I mean, so at that time, I'm still not seeing the relationship the way she is, right?
So how are you seeing it?
I'm like we friends. I'm not mentally ready to take on a relationship and a baby that's not mine, right? But as being her friend, I'm like, nah, there's no way I'm allowing that. There's no way. Because I'm adopted. There's no way I'm allow you to do that. Forget everything. Forget what you're feeling. Forget if I have feelings, but I'm not there where you're at as far as that goes. But as being your real friend, there's no way. Because right now I can speak. I say, yo, you're going to despise yourself years later. It probably don't even take that long, but you're going to hate yourself years later, right? I despised my mom growing up until I met my adopted, until I met my real sister when I was like 11, right? And if it wasn't for her explaining to me when I got older, probably sometime in my 20s, being like, yo, mommy only gave you away because she knew she couldn't raise you. She just couldn't. She was on drugs. My mother and my father were on drugs. They just couldn't raise you. So they did what was best for you. But I hated her for years. You chose drugs over me. And now I understand, addiction is real, right? But for her, it was like, I get it. You're only talking like this because it's rough right now.
So you were protecting yourself in a sense. You said you're only acting this way because it's rough right now.
Yeah.
So do you feel as if you were protecting yourself from like a potential heartbreak? Because like she got you in her corner. If I make her my girl, she started, we do whatever we need to do. I get her the help she needs. I build her up, and the next thing you know, she's out the window.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That never crossed my mind. I knew that she was only talking like that because of everything she just said. It was just rough right now. But it's not always going to be rough. We going to figure this out. I'm going to help you figure it out. But it was only me speaking from experience. I know how I felt growing up the way that I did. I understand being adopted and then being in a family where I still didn't feel all the way loved, right? Yeah. I probably can count on my hand to this day how many times my mom has told me she loved me. It's rare, it's hard. And when I hear it, I'm still like, to this day.
It's weird.
35, it's weird. It's like, did you say that? Do you really? I mean, I know you do, but you got a weird way of showing it, right? So it was always we've had the conversation, a couple of times. I'm like, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. I get it. You're not where you want to be at, but I just couldn't let her do it. As being her friend, it was never about nothing else for me. It wasn't about, well, one day you're gonna be my girl, we're gonna be I never seen it that way. I never seen us being a family. Wow. That was never my mindset back then. I really was stuck on, this is how I grew up. I want my own family. I want to be able to do it my way, so on and so on. But seeing her go through what she went through and understanding she ain't had that support, I get that. That was me too. This baby don't deserve that. So we gonna figure it out. And that's just how it was. And we built the foundation off that. We knew, listen, I understand you because I am you. I just don't have the baby. Okay, cool, we gonna figure it out. Right? And just getting her to believe in herself more, understanding how dope she is and understanding to this day, I'm like, yo, when you decide to see what other people see in yourself, it's a wrap for you. That's it. And I get it. The story's crazy. I can understand to this day why you feel the way that you feel, right? It takes a strong person to go through all that and then decide, yo, I'm okay. But if I can do it, so can you. I'm just waiting on you to decide that you're going to do it, right? So now saying the way that she is, the mother that she is now, it's like, imagine if you would have gave up. She don't deserve that. That baby's so smart, it's crazy, right? And now we doing a good job. The way that we doing things now it's like, yo, we doing it for her now, right? But it still was a long road to even get me to that point where I'm just like, I'm going to be daddy, right? So
I commend you, bro, for real. Because I just don't know if I can step into another woman's life who's pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, she's pregnant, and we're at that we're at that mark where she's cute, she's what I look for.
yeah,
You're feeling Jay. Obviously, Jay begins to start feeling you, but he keeps it at bay for a reason.
yeah,
And that has to be a very hard thing to do.
yeah.
So, the 2-year friendship, you're feeling what for 2 years? I know earlier you said, do I stay? Do I go?
Right.
Like, what is this dude doing?
Like, it was, like he said, so we were friends first, and then we became business partners. So he had a
value. That's where the value start coming in, Joe.
Okay.
You start dripping the value on me. Oh, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna show you why.
Yeah.
So he had a clothing line.
Has
a clothing line. We have it now, but you had it.
Okay, you're right. My bad.
Excuse me.
Right, what's mine is yours.
Right.
So he had a clothing line when I met him, and so I was just kind of like, noticing little things. Why don't you got a website? Why don't you got this? Why don't you got that? And he'd be like, yeah, I'll get around to it. Like, he would kind of push it off and everything else. And so I just kind of I was like, yo, like, this, I know this is the man. Like, after my prayers, we still ain't separated. I still can't get him out my life. So I might as well just work for it. And there were times where I was like, all right, I'm not going to talk to him today. And I still talk to him. Like, there were times where I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut him off tomorrow. And no, I'm not cutting him off. Yeah, because I was just like, it's something that's keeping me here. And so like I started adding value to him. I built the website for him for his clothing line. And then did all the legal stuff and everything. Went and got his EIN number, all that stuff.
So you were just selling out the trunk.
Yo, it was like she made the website, sent it to me, and I was like, you try to front on something, like, it's tough, but it's like, I don't want to give you all your credit right now.
It's all right.
I said, yo, this fire. You might as well just go ahead and be my partner. And this is like, I don't know how many months it was after we met, but it was like little pieces of value here and there. Like she said, all the legal stuff. She a chef. I let her eat. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what? Mm-hmm. Bro, throws down.
I never knew that.
Yes.
Throws private chef, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Multifaceted.
Thank you.
It's crazy. This is what I'm saying. So it's like the moments that I wanted to walk away was another piece of value to add it. That just made me better too, right? So it wasn't like, I had every reason to be like, yo, this too much. Like, I don't have to deal with this.
That is a lot.
Bro, a lot. Even to this day, a lot, right? But now I'm looking at the pros and the cons. I say, yo, it's hard to find a woman who can do all this stuff. It's hard to find a woman who wants more out of life, and that's not like this. Give me. Like, she just not like that, right? And she's like, yo, I just want to take care of you. I just want to do this. This is what I can do. I can do this too. I know that. And I know that too. And I'm like, okay. But I still was like, all right, Lord, listen. I'm going to let you have it. I just need you to show me the signs. If she's the one, I just need to see the signs. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump into it. I've jumped into relationships before. Look where I'm at. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be 40, still single, still trying to figure it out, all that, right? But what I knew I wasn't going to do is I wasn't going to rush it. No matter, I was okay with her walking away.
Yeah.
And me still being like, all right, yeah, I wasn't going to rush it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We would have arguments about it. Like, we would literally be in his room arguing. He telling me, yo, lower your voice and everything else. Like,
talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Like, arguing because I'm like, yo, everybody else sees it except for you. Everybody sees that we should be together, and you the only one that's avoiding the signs.
Don't nobody else got to be in a relationship but us.
It's true.
I never cared about other people's opinions, right? So when she's telling me that, I'm like, God ain't telling me yet. I don't feel like it's ready.
And on the other hand, I'm like, he did tell you, you just not paying attention.
And listen, and that's possible, right?
So what's the, hold on, real quick before I'm sorry I cut you off. So what's the on the other hand that you felt that God had told him that you were to run? Because clearly you were praying the Sierra prayer before the Sierra prayer happened.
Right.
I was. No,
so
but
the Nella prayer.
Yes, I was praying the Nella prayer. No, but he would tell me what he wants in a woman and everything else, and I'm like,
hello, pick me
right here. The only thing that is really stopping you is the baby, and that was always end up being the end of the argument. Is like, that's not a big deal.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
What's your response?
Yo, that is a big deal. What are we talking about? Bro, listen, she tried to make this situation as little as possible. Because in her head, it's like, yo, I just want you to love me for me and love my baby for her. Yeah. I get that. But
and I'm not expecting him to be father. That's not what I would like. That okay, if down the road that's what it leads to, is us getting married and everything else, which at this point both of us in our lives, that's what we're dating for, then yes, then we'll discuss parenting. But at this point in time, that's where my mindset was. I'm not asking you to date me to be her dad.
Let me listen. So my thing is, I have purposely never dated, never been with someone who had kids on purpose, because I never wanted to play daddy. Never, right? It was never, all right, I'm gonna just date you, do what I want to do, and little kid. I never wanted to play daddy. That's just not how I roll. So she can say all that all day. The moment I tell you my girl, I gotta step up. There's no way you my girl and I'm like, no. Like, I can't do that, right? Yeah. So for me, it was like, when I feel like I'm ready, I gotta wanna be, right? I don't care what you say, I get it, but this is my decision, right? You had, like, your decision was your decision, and whatever happened, but for me, I can't do nothing. You are now in my world, and I have to take on you and the baby, right? And I don't have nothing to do. I didn't have a say-so in that, right? So a lot of the times I felt forced. It's a big deal. It's a big deal because I know the baby father, and it's a big deal for a guy to say, yo, I'm gonna take care of another guy's kid. Right? Yeah. And I feel like the way that things happen with him not wanting to be there was for me to be there. Now I see it that way. And it took for, like, I had already asked her to be my girl. And a guy in the gym, we said on our podcast, the guy was like, yo, we was outside here, just finished working out, walk outside. And he said, so you tell me she checked all your boxes, right? He an older guy, right?
That's how they always be.
Look, he an older guy, right? He said, so she checked all your boxes, but the only thing that's getting in your way is that she got a baby. I said, yeah. He said, so you mean to tell me that you think God would have gave you that caliber of a woman and not get you uncomfortable at the same time? I said, boy, yo, I ran the whole parking lot, Joe, like, you preach it to me, right? Because I never thought about it that way, right? Yeah. And from that day on, I started looking at it different. Boy, you was a doctor when you was 2. Somebody took you in. The baby only know you, right? You was there when the baby was born. You been there. She calling you dad now. Like, she only know you on your way. You about to block your own blessing because you can't get out your way. So that's when I decided, like, yo, I can be daddy. But I wanted to do it the right way, right? I didn't want to play with her. She already been through too much. And that's why she waited so long. Because I'm like, yo, if I do this now and I know I'm halfway in, I'm going to hurt you. And you can't take another one. And I'm gonna hurt the baby, and she don't deserve that. And I'm gonna hurt me, and I don't deserve that. So until I feel like I'm ready, there's no way I'm gonna tell you yes. I had to be so 100 with her because she can't handle no more, right? Like, I'm probably, and vice versa, the biggest support system she's ever had. Me too. She does that for me too. So why would I play with that, right? Listen, don't get it twisted. You my dog, right? Like, we going whatever you need. I'm gonna make sure you're straight. But now committing to you means I have to commit to the baby. Yeah. There's no half. There's no, all right, just come around and don't bring the baby. No, I got her now. So when I asked her to be my girl, it's like, yo, now I'm ready.
So in that moment, Nella, he asked you.
Oh, you should see a reaction I got on my TikTok.
Huh?
I got her reaction on my TikTok. I recorded it. It's on my TikTok.
The real JStarr, right?
Yeah, yup. You guys, she had made some. Listen, y'all. When I tell you she a private chef, bro, she a private chef. She made some fried crab legs.
I ain't never.
Man,
Black
listen.
folks are fried.
Oh my god, it'll change your life.
So go ahead though. So he asked you to be his girl, and what's going through your mind at this moment?
So he asked
About time. That's how you know. About time.
So he asked, so we had just came from, literally that day, we had just came from our friend's wedding. And so we got back to the house.
Let me see, I'll show you.
I cooked dinner. Huh?
I can't find it.
That's not much.
I cooked dinner and everything. And so we're sitting down, we're eating, and he says it in a real smooth manner. Like, I didn't catch it at first. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll be slow. I'll be a little slow.
He said, me too.
So he said it in a real smooth manner, and he was just kind of like, get you a girl that cook like this. And I'm sitting here like, just eating my food and everything else. And he's like, you heard me? And I said, yeah. But I really did it. And then he was just, he was like, yeah, sure.
But I really did.
And then he was just like, you ready to be my girl? And like, it was
Are you
like,
ready to be my girl?
it was like starry-eyed, like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
yo, for real, it was really like that. I had told my mom and my aunt right before I was about to do it because they love her. They crazy about her, and they kept asking like, "When you gonna make it happen?"
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, "I'm about to do it after we cook. I'm gonna record it." So they came down after I asked her, "Is this it right here?" Yeah, that one right here. You sure what you want to do?
Listen, what we eating today? What we eating?
so today we
together.
got some cheddar biscuits. And they not just your average cheddar biscuits.
Show 'em.
They stuffed with crab cake, y'all. Look at this.
Show
A
that to the
crab
people.
cake cheddar baked biscuit?
Yeah.
What else we got?
And then we also got some deep fried king crab legs, y'all.
Ooh. You see that?
You see Joe eyes?
You see that?
That's
Listen, you see this thing? Get you a girl that can cook like that. You feel me? Hear what I said? You ready? Yeah. You ready to be my girl?
You serious?
I'm serious. That's real tough.
Hey yo.
This is real time.
That's
Yeah,
real
that was
time.
real
So
time.
you planned this whole joint.
Yeah, so my man got married. So this happened April 3rd, 21. So 4-3-2-1. My man got married, right?
4, 3, 2, 1 is
It's
the
our
day.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Will y'all get married on that day?
No,
if
no.
it falls on the right day?
Well, no, because 2-1 is never going to happen
Oh, crap.
again.
Well, yeah, it's all good. So my homeboy got married on that day. So we went to the wedding early that day. The week before, she took me on a 2-week.
I took him on a 2-week vacation for his birthday.
On my birthday,
Right.
right?
Just friends.
Yeah, this is right before the relationship, right?
She out here holding you down,
Yeah.
taking you on 2-week vacations.
I told you got work for me.
You ain't all that.
I'm worth it.
ain't all
I'm worth it. And it's not an ego thing, right?
Yeah.
So, long story short, so we do the birthday thing, right? So we go from Baltimore to Vegas, from Vegas to Cali, from Cali to Houston, from Houston back to Baltimore.
all in 2 weeks?
All in 2 weeks. It was like 3
Flying
days
or
here,
driving?
3 days. No, it's
Flying.
flying.
Oh, wow.
Got back here, she did like a big murder mystery dinner with like all of my closest friends, right? And I ain't know nothing. I ain't know where we was going. It was like, yo, don't tell me nothing. So we just getting on the plane going here. I'm like, oh, this is fine. Anyway, I just remember laying with her that night. I was like, yo, why are you doing this for me? Like, why? Once again, I'm not used to this, right? I ain't never had no kind of support like this ever. Why are you doing this for me? She's like, yo, you deserve it. And I'm just looking at her like, all right. And I told my man earlier that day before everybody left, like, yo, y'all get married next week? I'm gonna ask her the same day. It's all right, yeah, you should do that. Yo, I like her, yo. So we had already planned to like eat and stuff like that and cook, whatever. I was like, yo, I'm gonna just get her reaction right now. I knew I had to like get the reaction because there's no way I could explain that look. Like I showed my mom, they 74, right? They crying, laughing. Look at the way she's looking, like she's. So that's why I added the fireworks at the end. Like I had to like, you know what I'm saying? But, and I wanted to mean something to her. Like she'll never forget the day we made fried crab. And that was the first time we made it together. So she'll never forget that, right? So it's like little stuff like that where I didn't just want to just like randomly ask her. I wanted to do it so she would never forget. But yeah, she deserves it. But once again, I just had to get right because I don't want to play with her, right? Like now I enjoy being daddy, right? That little girl's.
She loves him.
She's crazy.
If he around, I don't mean nothing at all.
That's my boo.
She see him, she starts screaming, running around the house, loses her mind.
Yeah, so I mean,
now, mommy don't exist.
Wow. That's boo. So now it's like everybody sees, and now we got the Airbnb thing going on, and she's coaching, and we doing all this good stuff. But all this stuff, this was the value that she was adding along the way. Yes, I've been through a lot of stuff. But I am so, and I told her the whole time, yo, you're so amazing. I just need you to believe it. Like, I'm not worried about nothing else. Let's let that stuff go. Let's focus on now and what we about to build. And once we start doing that, things, we joined the morning meetup in March. She joined the first day. Came because I didn't join the same day. She's like, yo, it was crazy. I get on the next day like, oh, I'm on there. What's up? I'm on there, right? So now we do that, and now we start reading books. And so now we're reading together, we're praying together, right? When we meet Dave, when we meet you, we kind of had the first time, and we felt the same way you felt when I first met Dave. It's David Chance. That's how I felt. I was like, yo, this is.
Oh, that's Marcus. That's the name.
Oh, what's up, my guy? So I'm like, yo, it's David. So David pulled us to the back after the boot camp. He's like, yo, I just need y'all focus on something. Once y'all do, that's a wrap. And we didn't even have our first property yet. So now, they're like, all right, yo, let's get serious about this Airbnb thing. If we gonna do it, let's really do it, right? Forget the music, forget the clothing line. My brother's keeper, make sure you get you one, right? Make sure, gotta plug that in, ibkclothing.com, right? You know what I'm saying? Something slight, right? So I said, let's focus, right? Like, I'm tired of being regular. Like, my God said I can have an abundant life. That's what I'm gonna have, right? So we focused. Less than 30 days, we got our first property. We just start booming, right? We start adding value to the call. Try add as much value as we can to the call and to David, and whatever you need, we're gonna do that. Then I write the morning meetup song, just wanting to write it for what the call was doing for me personally. And I'm like, yo, I'm not the only one that feel like this. Bro, I'm 35. I've read 14 books this year. Last year, 2021, from March to the end of the year, 14 books. I ain't never read 14 books from front to back a day of my life. Bro, what is happening? Our relationship getting better, right? People looking at us like, yo, teach us, do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what if we wouldn't have stayed afloat, right? What if we would have gave up on each other? She probably had every right to give up on me. Like, yo, you taking too long. I had every right to give up on her. Like, yo, this is too much. And you got a baby. But now, nah. We held on, right? So now it's like, even when I wrote the morning meetup song, she like, yo, you need to let David hear it before the event started. I was gonna wait till after the event started. Like, David, you gotta hear this. He listens to like a minute. Yo, nah, you gotta go do that on stage. Right now? Like, that wasn't planned. I was telling everybody, like, I was not supposed to be on stage, bro. I just wrote the song so David could hear it. And it was literally like the Wednesday before. I finished writing the song that Wednesday. I recorded it Thursday. We was on a plane Friday to come to Atlanta, right? I had just finished the song, right? He tell me perform it, I perform it. And I'm just like, yo, she was like, yo, that was her idea, right, babe? Let him hear it first. But I kept telling her, I feel like something about to happen. I gotta finish this song, right? So all that happens, we at where we at right now, we still pushing, but it's because now we meeting people like you, we meeting people like David, everybody pouring into us, we pouring back into them. I mean, that's the goal, man. The goal is, how can I bless you? Because you may have something that I need, and if I just be a blessing to you, you're gonna give it to me back without wanting nothing in return, right? So, yeah.
So now, as a full couple now, yeah, officially together.
Almost a year.
Almost. Wow.
It's almost a year.
Dang, almost April. A year. April's around the corner. How is it dating your doing business with your significant other?
That's
because it's like you have your way of doing things. Nella has her way of doing things. Nella got her way of doing things, and now you got to mesh two different worlds together because we all look at entrepreneurship different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I look at it one way, Nella looks at it one way, Jay look at it one way, Marcus looks at it a different way.
Yeah.
And we all have the same mentor, we're all in the same community, but it's like you still got to own your own space.
Right.
Yeah.
And as a couple, that's even harder.
Yeah.
To like, you know, I gotta like, this is what my idea is, but he has this idea. It's like, now we gotta like, because before it was just like, when he had the clothing line, it was he can just do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then now you bring the clothing line together and she has her ideas, even though she's adding the value, it's like, a part of you still is like, yo.
It's my baby.
It's still my baby.
My baby.
Mm-hmm.
And now y'all come together as Airbnb situation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the blue Christmas tree, I automatically thought it was you, Nella.
Nope.
I was like, it had to be Nella.
Yeah,
No.
I was crying.
And you was like, no, that was him. I'm like, wow.
No, that
was my dad.
Your dad.
My dad. I hated that Christmas tree.
I said I liked it.
I'm a very traditional person.
liked
So I was like, when I walked around the corner and saw that tree, my instant face, I was like,
I thought it was dope.
What's that?
I thought
what is this? It's not green.
She's not a big
It don't got the
change
fake
person.
snow on it. What is this blue tree in my living room?
So let me guess y'all this personality real quick. I want to say you're either a D and S and you are an I, S, or IC.
I'm an ID.
You're ID.
Yeah.
So your I's higher
I'm
than your
super
D?
I, yeah.
What's your I?
Like 99.
Your D.
Want to say 60 something.
And you are
I'm a high C.
high C, high what?
I.
So
No, I'm sorry. I lied. High C and then D. CD. Yeah.
What's CD?
what's your D?
I don't remember. Don't ask me that.
D means dominant show, not what y'all.
Yeah. Disc assessment.
Yeah, so how does this work with two different personalities coming together and you all know your business personality from the disc assessment and you kind of bring these two different worlds together in business, running an Airbnb? Because like a guest might be responding like, yo, the house, it ain't what it's supposed to be. One personality may be like, you know, well, that's what they're gonna get because that's what they saw online. And another personality be like, you know what, well, because high eyes, they love people over process. How does that work for you all together?
So you actually hit the head on the nail on the
I always
head.
get it mixed up too.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, don't feel bad.
Head on the nail.
You
Hammer
hit
head,
the nail on the head. We both know our lanes. And so I'm the one that does the guest relations.
Okay.
I'm the one that's behind the scenes, responding to the guests. I have my moments where I'm like, and I'm ready to tell them off, but I say it in such a
She got a
professional way.
clap back.
Yeah, I say it in
Nice,
such
nasty.
Yeah.
Like I say it in such a professional way. Like you have to reread it a couple times to make sure that
This
Yeah. She cursed me out without
she just cussed me out without cussing me out. Like, yeah. So, but that's my strength is managing the back office and handling the numbers and all that stuff. And then his strength is the hands-on. His strength is going to build the relationships with property managers. His relationship is going ahead and touring the properties and everything else. That's him. That's cool. I can be friendly with people. I choose not to. That's not my strength. Like, I can do it, but I have a meter. He doesn't have a meter.
you go all day.
Yeah, he can go all day. After a certain amount of time, I'm like,
I love people.
all right. I gotta take a step back. I gotta recharge. That is his charge. So we know those things, but at the same time, we're willing to learn from each other.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, what's crazy is that a lot of people we get that all the time. We don't really clash heads when it comes to business at all.
Really?
We just understand that, like right now, like with the clothing line, she may say like, "Yo, I want this. Can you create it?" That's what I do. I can design all day. This is what I'm. Once again, I'm the visionary. I know how I want it.
You had a celebrity in your clothing, right?
Lamar Jackson. Yeah. So it was another thing. Like even before we met, I was like, yo, that's my favorite player. I gotta get him in some IMEK. Then a couple months after that, I found out that my brother's keeper was his first tattoo. I was like, oh, this confirmation. I'm seeing it though. Oh, we gotta get him in there. She like, yo, we gonna go. I bought some tickets for us. She surprised me. We going to the preseason
Ravens
game. We go to the game. we got the box. We all try to get there. They won't let us in without the box. You can take the stuff out the box, but we had a custom box for them, right? We like, nah, this is a whole presentation. We're not doing it this way. So long story short, I had recorded us going into the game, posted it the next day on social media, like, yo, just tag them. Just tag them, right? So people started tagging him. He's seen it. Kind of find out, I put my phone down. I'm not even paying attention. I'm actually playing the game. My homegirl hit me, say, yo. She called me like, yo, you not paying attention to social media? I'm like, nah. She like, yo. And send me the screenshot. She's actually talking to Lamar Jackson. Long story short, he like, yo, pull up on me. So we go to the training facility the next day. Go up there. He come out, pull up to us. We had a dope conversation. And this is why I'm like, yo, you can't tell me God ain't real, because if we would have been able to take the box in the game, we wouldn't be able to have a conversation we had with him. Now when I meet him, I want to leave so much impact that she'll never forget us. Right? She did a whole presentation. I gave her the box. She explained everything. You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. We give it to him. Now after we give it to him, we post that we met him and all that good stuff. Everybody like, but what if you don't wear it? That's not my job. My job is just giving it to him, right? So we give it to him. I said, I let God take care of all that, right? One day they played the Browns prime time, so it's Sunday night, so they the only game playing. I go to the Ravens stories all the time. I'm a fan, right? I'm going to the stories, and it's the last story before the game started. And I hop up, and she down there. I'm like, oh. She like, what? I said, yo, Lamar got it on, yo. And we just started, and we just celebrated, right? Because that's all I wanted. I just want people to get familiar with the line. I started it back in 12. She came and made it better in 2019, right? I wanted something that meant something to everybody. Right? I am my brother's keeper, right? The goal was to inspire, motivate, empower people to be the best them. How can I help you be better? If I help you be better, you'll now never forget that and come back and help me. That's it, right? Babe, I can do this, I can do that. I'm a trademark, make sure nobody take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Why are you here? I like you, right? And that was it. It was like, yo, not only do I have a pretty face, but you make me better. And that took time. It took time for me to see. It took time for me to understand. And it also took time for us to build this foundation that I just wasn't going to jump into. But as far as the business goes, bro, it works. Now, she's a little controlling. She likes to control stuff, right? Very controlling, right? And I'm like, babe, it's okay to let go. Delegate. You stressing yourself out when you don't have to. Let somebody else do that, right? But we understand, babe, I'm going to be the person that, I understand that we're doing this Airbnb thing. The whole goal is to build a relationship. You find a right property manager, our property manager got 6 properties. Don't have to look for somebody else, right? But I built a relationship with her first, so now I don't have to go. I don't want to get one yes. I'm trying to build something, right? So she knows, babe, I'll let you handle that. I'll let you handle that. You want to edit the podcast? I'll let you handle that. Whatever you see, I'll let you handle that. Cool. Babe, these customers is tripping. Handle that. You know what I'm saying? Babe, what we looking like?
When it's time to talk to like team members, people on our team and stuff, I let him go do that. Because I can be very blunt and direct when it comes to business. And it can come off to somebody like I'm being mean and everything else, and oh, she's this and she's that and da-da-da. Babe, go handle it, because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like, because I'm going to say something and somebody feeling going to get hurt, and then I'm going to be like, yo, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just being real.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's my money.
Absolutely.
So, like, I just learned, let him go talk to them.
We still figuring it out.
Yeah,
but as far as like our strengths, we just understand what we both good at individually.
Gotcha.
How can we make this better together and get to the next level?
And then we also understand each other's strengths. So we know our own strengths and we know each other's strengths. So that way we never really cross over each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one last question. You have a passion for music.
Yeah.
Do you ever, as his girl, see music getting in the way of business?
Go ahead and lie. Go ahead and lie, Craig.
It's funny because we have this discussion, have had this discussion often quite lately, because he has his music and the clothing line, and then we have Airbnb. And then I personally have Airbnb.
Right.
So for me, it has become well, you have music and you have this and you have that. Like, I want my own. And there are times where I feel like he doesn't necessarily get that. Or doesn't, like, because of the fact that I am, how do I say this?
But was that the question?
It was. I feel like sometimes your focus can be a lot more on your music. Like, for example, when you were writing the Morning Meetup song, your focus was on that.
The entire time?
Yeah.
Over Airbnb?
Yeah.
You's a lie.
How you gonna tell me how I feel?
I'm telling you. I've always made sure Airbnb was taken care of.
I didn't start nothing, did I?
No, you good. No. The music
have an argument.
the music comes naturally, right? It took me like 3-4 months to write the Morning Meetup song, right? Like, this wasn't an overnight thing. I was like taking my time writing it and wanted it to sound a certain kind of way, right? So it's here now, I rap it here, I'll be in the car, that's all I'm listening to, I'm rapping that, right? But I told her, as far as this, yo, you got the clothesline and you got music outside of Airbnb. I had both of them before we met. This wasn't something I started now, right? And I never tell her that you can't have nothing, because everything that she wanted to do, I've supported. You want to write a book? Write the book. You want to make candles? Make candles. You want to cook and be a private chef? I'll help you get customers. But she's so great at this Airbnb thing. She understands it on another level, that our mentor comes to her and asks her for advice. So I'll be pushing her to that because I see it and she doesn't see it yet, right? And now you have consultations coming back to back to back. You see, it's working. I don't, like David told us, I keep telling her, I say, yo, David, when he told us to focus, and we focus, what happened? We got our first property in less than 30 days, right? Don't take the foot off the gas. Let's keep pushing it. And now if we focus on that, it's only going to open doors for everything else. If we don't focus on Airbnb, the Morning Meetup song never happens. Me getting on that stage never happens. We just focus, right? They got people to see us differently. Oh my God, they really doing this thing. Yo, really did that in 30 days. They were probably looking at us different. Yo, Nella, JStarr actually, I told them one thing and they did that. Now it's, yo, you wrote a song about what? Oh yeah, get on the stage. You think David ain't about to just let anybody on stage? Like, so for me, it was like, yo, the music comes naturally. I don't have to really take my focus really into that. It's just what I do, right? So now by us being focused in the Airbnb thing, it's now opening doors for everything else. Whatever she wants to do, she's gonna make it do it. But how do we get to the next level with this? So people take it serious so that when you want to speak on stages around the world, you got content. You got a story of how we started from here and now we there. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I've always supported everything outside of Airbnb. It's that she's so good at this. And if she understood how good it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So 2022, the year no lack, we gonna get it. But if you feel like that's not true, you know what I'm saying? Are you not amazing at what you do?
I didn't say I was.
Okay.
I was gonna make sure I didn't start on that question. Okay, y'all good?
Yeah.
We're gonna argue in the car on the way back to the Airbnb. Right?
I don't like how you said what you said in there because I know I still want something else.
Oh my God, man!
Listen, but she know that's my boo. Whatever she want, I'm a rock.
Boo.
I'm a rock.
Yeah,
I'm a rock.
She's a rider.
She can. Yeah, okay. She can never say that she wanted to do something I ain't support. Never, ever.
That's dope to have, man. The stories got even greater. Like, we started earlier, kind of briefly, and I'm like, y'all just telling me stuff. I knew you were a chef. Definitely need these the Cheddar Bay crab cake biscuits next time you pull up to the egg.
I got you.
She came over this weekend, bro. She cooked every day we been here, bro.
I ain't get an invite. That's all.
We bet down here for the morning meetup. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. I ain't know she's gonna cook like that.
Number. Ain't too many people I get my numbers from the morning meetups. So.
You bro now. We family now.
Absolutely. But listen, y'all, man, I appreciate it for sure, man. I love the story. I love the journey. I love your manhood. I love your womanhood. I love just the two of y'all together because it just makes sense. You know, y'all energies match each other. There's a bug crawling on its back.
I saw it. I thought it was dead at first.
I just started moving. It's like he's on his way out because whatever they spray in here is killing him.
Like I was asleep.
Right. But man, I really appreciate y'all, man, because it's not too many couples that get very transparent on a camera.
Yeah.
That's gonna be publicized nationally and just like be vulnerable the way y'all did, from the relationship, how it started, you know, the relationship, how it kind of went, and now it's how it's going. It's very dope and very transparent. I believe that y'all, like Jay was saying that day, if y'all just focus on that one thing and y'all just keep on going, and just kind of put some things to the side, or just kind of like replace yourselves in those other things. Like, you know, if y'all still want to close line, yo, can y'all manage the clothing line, we give y'all a percentage, you know. You want to do the cooking joint, like, yo, I just teach you how to cook, and like you just be like now you're a chef trainer or something like that. It's just like, if y'all got the one thing, man, rock that joint out, man, because y'all about to be some millionaires in the making.
Thank you.
Millionaires in the making for sure. He's dead, y'all.
Yes, sir.
But
Can't breathe.
Gonna do a quick commercial break real quick.
Okay.
And then I want y'all both to close us out with a word of wisdom,
Okay.
where people can find y'all, all that good jazz.
Okay.
And that's it.
Sounds good.
So this episode is sponsored by the Embolden Institute, the only place that I know where I send out daily text messages of inspiration, encouragement, love, and all that other good jazz. So you can text me at 404-476-6780. That's 404-476-6780. I have 2 text lines that you can sign up for. The first one is the Affirmations Crew, where pretty much I send out daily affirmations to you. You might get it in the morning, you might get it at night. It just depends on the time, you know, how I'm feeling.
But you're going to get it.
But you're going to get it for sure. The next one you can text me is heal. I'm very, 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 I really want people to just get into this healing space. And life can change. Like, you heard Nella's story, you heard Jay's story on how they both healed from their situations. And I'm here to help you do the same exact thing. You can just text me the word heal, or text me the word affirmation, or for the people who add an S on everything, I got affirmations on there as well. So I will make sure that I get your text. It's me texting y'all. It's no robots. It's no VAs. It's no friends. It's all me. You can text me back. I'll respond to you. It may not be at the same hour, but I'm getting back to you because I want the world to heal. I want everybody to pretty much affirm themselves. And are y'all on my text line? No? Okay, cool. But listen, y'all, Nella.
I'm going to need that.
Jay, text me 404-476-6780.
We got you.
The Embolden Institute.
Said that kind of fast, but I'll get it later.
I got you.
All right.
I'll text to you.
All right, bet. See you later.
But man, close us out. Who want to go first?
Ladies first.
My biggest thing for you guys is just understand that before you enter into a relationship, as Joe has said, you need to heal, because it's not 2 halves making a whole. It's 2 wholes making a whole. So you have to be whole. The other person has to be whole. And the only way you're going to know that the other person is whole is by knowing yourself. So,
Jay.
Oh, man. Just know you were born on purpose for a purpose, right? And you were created to be a blessing to other people. Once you do that, the doors open up so much. Let go and let God. Let him take over. Understand that the way that you thought your life was going to go, it's probably not going to go that way. And yeah.
How can they find y'all?
well,
Do you have like a couples page? No?
we have a TikTok couples page that we just started recently.
Okay.
So you give him that.
Do you have access to his Instagram?
No, I don't have access to any of his stuff.
Is it on purpose or like?
That's on his
Let me stop. I'm trying to
purpose.
start something. I'm playing.
That's on his purpose.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
So Nella, how can I reach you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, on all my social media at always Nella, and then you can also find our couples TikTok at at JNella TV.
And you can reach me find me at the real JStarr, TherealJStarr. And I said it because I seen the way that she was spelling it.
Yeah, it's not coming up. The thing I see is
The
Africa.
real JStarr, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and clothing line, iambkclothing.com. Get your shop on, man.
And if somebody wants to get into the Airbnb space, how can they go about doing that?
You guys
Y'all
can.
coaching?
Yes, we are coaching. We do a one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
So you guys can go ahead and you can just message me directly on Instagram and just message me B&B.
Word up. Well, folks, it's another episode of Living Blessed the podcast. We are out. Peace.
Peace.